Hello everyone and welcome back. We are very happy to see you again. And we will begin the second session pitch for the week. And we'll have also entrepreneur story after that and then a panel discussion. So let's begin. First, we're going to start with our first speaker, Marc Jousset, from Data Peanuts. You will have 5-minute pitch and then 2 minutes Q&A. And you can start whenever you're ready.
Okay. Yes. So, good morning, everyone, and thanks, Starburst, for this opportunity to pitch at Le Bourget. So, I'm Marc Jousset, the CTO of Data Peanuts. And so, let's me introduce with this study of Fraunhofer Institute about the Fairphone lifecycle assessment, because when we are talking about the impact for production of smartphone, the biggest contributor, it's not the screen, not the battery, but it's the integrated circuits and the electronic components. And here at Le Bourget, maybe we will not talk about sustainability, but sovereignty. And if we think that in Europe component cannot be recovered, let me tell you that other people today in other people are recovering components, and other people are paying attention to the value of component even after the end of life of PCB assembly. So I have one sentence: each component matters. And at Data Peanuts, we have one mission. It's to build a circular economy of electronic components. Oh, so it's not. No, it's okay. Our CEO, Jean-Paul, 70 years old, he founded Retronics Europe 30 years ago, and he has recovered millions of components. So for aerospace industry, for defense industry, but now it's time to scale, and for that we have two levers, this data and traceability. So we built notre app. This is one platform to look at quickly to the value of your bill of material. So we have 3 tools. So we are connected to the real-time market data, so price, availability of component. So we build the OPSO level. This is an easy-to-read score to give you the obsolescence risk of your components, so you can know quickly in your bill of material if a part is obsolete or at high risk of obsolescence. So this is our app. Maybe we'll look at the end. And we have also Gordon, our AI agent. And this is to look at market insight, manufacturer news about manufacturer, but also material of the package of your component, and to give you insight about the value of your component on risk. So now with our app, you have the value of your component, and we have also Nuts Vision. So Nuts Vision, from one picture, you can recover all your bill of material with the manufacturing part number, with all parts with manufacturing part number. And know that you have all the value of your component. So we are working on the digital product passport dedicated to electronic components. So the digital product passport is the best way to track component during the entire life cycle of the component, from the first assembly to recovery. And this is the best tool today to assess that component after recovery are good to use and good to be reassembled on a PCB. So, no, if you have some question, but I'm used to say that this is data-driven action to recover component, and in Europe right now we have to become more circular with electronic components.
Thank you for your pitch. Does anyone have any question on the audience? Okay, I think all was clear. So thank you again for coming. So next pitch. We have Mathilde from Virage H2. Yes. So whenever you're ready, you can start.
Hi everyone, I'm Mathilde, CEO of Virage H2. We are a French startup based in Toulouse. So let me just start with a simple observation. Sustainable aviation lacks engine manufacturers. We see many new aircraft manufacturers emerging, especially for sustainable aviation, but there is no new engine manufacturers to power them. And therefore, these aircraft manufacturers often have to develop their own powertrains in addition to their aircraft, just like Airbus did with its ZEROe program, even though traditionally they would just integrate engine from suppliers like CFM. The second challenge is economic. How do we reconcile environmental goals with economic constraints? Sustainable aviation fuels cost 4 to 8 times more than conventional kerosene, and hydrogen isn't cheap either. So if we really want these solutions to scale, we need radical improvements in efficiency. So our goal at Virage H2 is to provide the first propulsion system that is both sustainable and efficient before 2030. So we meet strict requirements of aviation by offering a propulsion system that is both lightweight and efficient. We reduce by 35% fuel consumption, and also sustainable because we eliminate non-CO2 emissions, including nitrogen oxide and contrails, which represent 60% of the impact of aviation. So how do we achieve this? What is the technology behind? We use steam injection. So steam injection is a proven principle already used on the ground for electricity production on the turbine on the ground. And what we do, we are adapting it to use it into the aviation. So we will provide the first steam injection turbine, which will be a true revolution, knowing the gains this technology can offer. The benefits of steam injection are clear. It allows to reduce by 99% oxide nitrogen, and also it can improve power density and efficiency. So our first year was primarily focused on prototyping with 2 reduced scale prototypes. And we are currently working on our first commercial product, which will be released for the market in 2028. It's a product that is a 210 horsepower turboprop. And if we look at the technical specification, it is compared to the 4-cylinder engine that are currently used on this market, we see that we have superior fuel efficiency, lower maintenance requirements, and also fewer NOx emissions. But we won't stop at light aviation. Our goal is really to go and to scale this innovation across all aviation sectors. And we are already working on our second project, which is gonna be a 1,200 horsepower turboprop. So yeah, we really want to reach bigger markets to really have an impact on aviation decarbonization. Thank you.
Thank you, Mathilde, for your pitch. Do we have any question on the audience? There is one.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. I may have a question. Does this steam engine could be integrated into the existing system, like, or does it need to be updated, everything, or do you think about this?
No, it's the concept is to use turboprop that exists and to implement steam injection on the turbine. So we just recover water from the exhaust gases, we convert it into steam, and we inject it into the combustion chamber. Doesn't need any adaptation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mathilde. So, next speech, we have Alexandre from Airboard. Thanks. Welcome on stage, and you can go through the slide with this. Perfect.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for having the opportunity to present Airboards here. I believe nobody knows about us. So Airboards, it's actually a new name for the company. We used to be known as Trashboard, but we were told it was not a good name for aeronautics. So we are changing to Airboards, which stands for Advanced Eco-Friendly Recycled Boards. Because actually what we just did is invent a new material which is directly produced from cardboard. We take cardboard and transform it into a composite which has very good properties in terms of weight and strength. And what do we do that? We have two issues we want to address today. The first one is that recycling cardboard is an industry that is running quite well. About 70% of cardboard you have every day is recycled. But it's a pain for two reasons. First, the amount of cardboard you have to recycle is growing every day, and the capacity has reached the limits. And it's also a pain in terms of sustainability, as the cost in terms of water consumptions, as well as CO2 emissions, is very, very high, much higher than producing new cardboards, which has other costs, actually, in terms of environment. And the other issue we address is the increasing demand in terms of thermoplastics, which are very cool because that can be used for many applications. And we wanted to combine both problems to have a solution for both. So what we do is we develop a new material. We take cardboard, transform it. The process is very simple. You can see here the process of production is far more simple than just recycling. And we transform it into a composite component that can be used in many applications. The result is that the need in terms of CO2 emissions to produce our product regarding recycling cardboard is 16 times less important. And water use in our process is very low. We don't need water in the process itself, actually. And the other interesting point of is in terms of technological use. It's really an alternative to thermoplastics because we have the capacity to bend the material the way we want and to have all the shapes you expect with a thermoplastic and the same kind of thickness and strength. We also performed life cycle analysis to prove, well, to check if we were in the right path. And you can see here on the diagram that in terms of functional parts, we are much better than any equipment we compared us to, such as cardboard directly, plywood, aluminum, polyamides, and Nomex. Actually, we are quite close to Nomex if you just check the functionalities. But if you add the environmental part, we are much better. And so it is what we want to do, is to be environmental and also performance. Oh. Okay. And so what do we do with that? What kind of business? This was one big question for us, because actually this material can be used in many businesses. So we started with skateboards. Why skateboards? Well, why not? It was a good proof of concept. You can imagine if the material is resistant to be used as a skateboard, it can be used in many kind of applications. And in terms of communication, it's really a good way of communicating. And we are now switching to more industrial applications, like furniture. You see a table here. The main difference from a standard table is that it's far, the weight is far lower. You can see also a case. We work with luxury brands to propose this kind of cases, and you can see the different shapes we can do. And on the right, this is the first kind of reduced proposal for aeronautics. And so our plan today, we started from skateboards. We were incubated through Techstar in Paris late last autumn to help us build our strategy and search for fundings. And now we are working with Airbus in a proof of concept to implement our technology. And we are planning to have first certification within 2-3 years. In the meantime, we will be also working on the furniture market and luxury market, because it will be much quicker to step in. But we believe in these three markets to grow. The team we have here, we have François Jobert, the founder, actually, who is architect and designer at the beginning. So we like cool things in airboards. We are only 3 people today, but we have all the means we need to grow up. And in the founding, we are in the process just at the moment. We will be growing next year. Here are some achievements we have in last month. I just wanted to emphasize 3 of them. The funding, I talk about it. We are on track to have funding by mid-2025 of about 1 million euros. And we had the opportunity to present our product with Airbus in Toulouse, which is Airbus is a company we've been working with from the beginning. And we had a project that was accredited by Aerospace Valley, which is not giving us any grants, but the confidence that we are on the right track. So if you want to meet us, we are in Hall 4, booth BC92, and I will be glad to show you what we can do, even skateboards, even though it's not the right point. If you have any question?
Thank you, Alexandre. Do we have any question from the audience? No, I think we're good. Thank you again, Alexandre, and I will have Vincent on stage for the next pitch from Pellico. That's right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, Vincent, the floor is yours. Let's go.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Vincent, and I'm leading a deployment team at Pellico. What is Pellico? So Pellico is a supply chain orchestration software. And Pellico is helping leading aerospace companies to secure their production plan. So today, why production plans are not secured? Very basic reason, but the biggest one is basically missing parts on the assembly line. So assembly line wants to work, and there is not enough parts to assemble the BOM level they have to do. So there is a big supply chain behind that is working to make sure it doesn't happen, but it still happens. So why does it happen? It's not because it's complex supply chains, because there are big teams and there are very big professionals of supply chains, and they manage complexity. They are aerospace companies. What is missing and what is the real issue is what we call fragmentation, because In fact, every team is actually working in its own bubble, in its own silo, and it's trying to exactly know what they have to do, and they have to manage it through Excel sheets. And clearly, they don't have all the answers on their ERP systems. So they have to do a lot of meetings together, production meetings every day with the supply team, supply team and kitting team, inventory, quality control, and the customer team also that have to announce some delays to the customer. And they are all trying to synchronize on what is the right data, what are we actually going to do. And why it happens also is that the ERP is well designed for the perfect plan. So all the perfect plan is on the ERP, what you have to purchase, what you are going to produce every day. But the problem is that every 15 minutes you have an event occurring, and this event is actually making your plan obsolete. So these events can be a late supplier delivery, a new business priority, and you have to adapt constantly to these changes and know if your plan is still going to be feasible. So in a perfect world, all teams can connect the dots and most importantly, anticipate issues, because it's easy to see when you cannot work. But all the question is knowing in advance that you are not going to be able to work and why, to address the issue. So at Pelico, we have designed a very powerful tool that is using all the ERP and all the company data. And we have combined this with algorithm and powerful features that is helping indeed these companies to anticipate their blockages and to address them. So we have big, the leading of the sector are trusting us, Eaton, Safran, Airbus. They are very complex supply chains with multi-level bumps. And we are helping them, and we are investing every year. We have invested already millions. We have a big team of more than 100 people, and we are helping to improve the tool to address this challenge. So concretely, the platform is a combination, is basically the combination of four unique features. The first part is the data synchronization. So the data synchronization is a big data layer that will collect all the relevant data for supply chain. So supplier deliveries, all the production plan, all the capacity hypothesis. Then we have the bottlenecks anticipation. So bottlenecks anticipation will tell you where you're going to miss your parts and where you have to take actions. Intelligent assistance powered by AI will give you some alternative scenario you could do to secure your plan. For example, how to prioritize what is the supplier delivery delays that you should prioritize, because your supply team have limited attention. The supplier has limited attention, so you should help them focus on, and Pelico helps you to focus on what is the really critical delay, what is the really critical order you should focus on to get a better delay and improve the production plan and secure the most revenue. And finally, cross-team collaboration. So we have cutting-edge and very user-friendly collaboration tools that are embedded in all this app that is helping to take coordinated actions. So we have like workflows and tickets that are helping to basically implement the solution, make all the relevant validations, and secure the plan. And what makes us different on top of our solution is that we really deploy this solution very fast, thanks to our embedded algorithm and our embedded data model. And we work very closely to the factory teams, so with planners, supply chain teams, production planners, technicians. We don't request a lot of IT because this is often a blockage for some projects. We don't need a lot of resources. We just connect to the ERP and then we do the rest. And we have a combination of tech experts and also manufacturing and supply chain experts. And this team that has this combined expertise is really helping our customer to tailor the solution each time to their exact needs and to adapt to the context. So our solution has powerful embedded algorithm, but is also very configurable. that's it for me.
Ouais, attends.
Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Vincent.
So you can find us in Hall 2B in the GIFAS stand, and I'll be with my laptop, and I can do a real demo of the tool if you're interested.
Okay, I think we have one question from the audience.
Yeah.
Hello, thank you for your presentation. So what's your biggest milestone for the next 12 months, and what do you need to achieve it?
Okay, thanks. A great question. So we are basically closing a new finance round to get even a larger scale, at a larger scale. And today our main objective is to be completely at scale with our big customers. So we are already at Safran. I mentioned Safran, Airbus, and so what we want is really to be the new, to be a generic solution as SAP for these types of players. So we are already we've already had a big growth, but now the next step is really to become this level of recognition.
Thank you again, Vincent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for coming for this second pitch session of the week. In a few minutes, we'll have another, let's say, pitch, but more founder story. So it's about their life as entrepreneur and also the up and the down during the life of their company. So stick with us for, let's say, 30 minutes again. And then we'll have a panel discussion. And then we'll have a lunch networking just behind. So don't hesitate to come to see us. Thank you.